Howdy and aloha, everybody. It's James with Monotalk, and my headset started to do something really strange. My new one, so I couldn't figure it out. Just grabbing the old one, which seems to be working better. Um, that's going on. It is March the 24th, 2023, and TikTok is under fire. Oh, let me also remind you, um, I don't care who pushes or who supports or who is trying to get rid of CBDC. Doesn't fucking matter. I think that um, it would be best if it was Trump. I don't see him fucking talking about uh, a central banking digital currency, which is very odd. I mean, he hasn't brought that up at all. So that's kind of telling, in my opinion. Very telling. So, but they're going after him. They're going after DeSantis. You know, and it's almost like it. You you're trying to get rid of, or you're trying to shine. Put shine darkness in a sense on another person or candidate or somebody in the same party, that's actually trying to get rid of something that, if that happens, if the CBDC happens, and it's all about the big central banks, just a handful of them, and a handful of people, they'll have absolute and total control. Absolute control. Um, in every way. In every way. There's no way you'll be able to cash your check and get your cash and stick it in a mattress. There's no way that, put it in your own vault, or, build your own wealth, or go to the store and buy something so it's not traceable or trackable. Everything's going to be traced. Every fucking thing. Right. Well, you shop online, I get it. That's traceable. But this whole thing, it's about control. It's about making sure that the powers that be, and it isn't the United States government, it's not Congress, it's not, can track everything, control everything. And they have the same form of CBDC in China, and it's already being implemented in other countries, almost 200. Right? There's a few now, but out of those almost 200, more and more are starting to fold or become more meek and malleable to that process. And it's just not the process we need to be in. It is bad. It is it's bad to the point to where I've tried to bring this up for almost 3 years now. This is their goal: mass depopulation, um, mass social control, and once they have the banks and your money, it's it's done. If you don't stay in line, if you don't live in their 15-minute city or your freedom city, I mean, what happened to, how about a freedom nation, right? What happened to a freedom nation? This is fucking so ludicrous, insidious, criminal, and just everybody's there's no argument to say that it's going to be helpful. I've seen the arguments coming from the left or from the bots. I don't know what the fuck, on Twitter and Facebook. Well, you already have, and no. I have an option. This means you don't have an option, and then I get blocked. This is taking away your options to see and to read and to know and to um, pan the globe and talk to other countries, be able to have debates and discussions across the globe, right? Be able to use your money the way you want to. That's why this is happening. This has nothing to do with the CCP. It has more to do. Look at the guys in the back, just in the back of them. Those aren't his boys. Tell me those guys don't look like fucking feds just waiting to pounce on them. All of them, right? Most of these fucking people are just seem to be actors anyway. But this kid, American CEO, of this division or whatever, got pummeled for 5 hours. Fucking pummeled. He could barely get out a half a sentence before they would cut him off at every turn. They want to make sure they have absolute control. Okay? They're told, right? And let me show you a picture. This is important. Right, make this top. So these people, right, and I'd say at least most of them, right? They're all puppets of the World Economic Forum. And I keep telling everybody, you guys, the masters, that's the convention, right? But you have to put a label on it. So that's why I use, stoptheworldeconomicforum.org or stopthewf.org or fthewf.org. Go to the website. You need to be protesting. This is just so close to absolute and total enslavement for us and the future of humanity. And it's happening in front of us. And most of you have no idea what. Well, if you're listening to the show and you've been paying attention to me, then you probably get it. But these are all puppets, right? These are all puppets to the global elite. The Soros, you know, uh, the heirs to the Rothschilds, the Bezoses, the Gates, the Waltons of Walmart, um, and so many others that you have no idea what their names are. And there are families out there that control everything. A lot you know, in regards to the UK. Oh my God. You know, what I'm saying is, and what's been said for decades now, a handful of people control most of the wealth on the planet. And most of the wealth on the planet has controlled these people in this room, in that room, in Congress. Let me show you something. So I don't have the new list, but, you know, let me just show you some of the entities that control everything. This is based on hours and days and months of research. Just tons and tons of research that I put into this. Where is it? Order. Here we go. Top. Okay, let's look at these. Let's go from left to right. Okay, so all these people, this is China. Now, I don't believe China or Putin are controlled by the World Economic Forum. And the reason I say that is I think they are too powerful for them to be controlled. The United States is too stupid to not be controlled. Fucking idiots, right? But most of these people are being manipulated by these large pedophilia like parasitic elite sick fucks. What we are very proud of now is how we penetrate the cabinets around the world, which they have, right? These are all the leaders. Some are still there, some aren't, right? Um, but here's the bigwigs, right? Ted Turner, always been around. Bloomberg, he's part of it. David Rockefeller and his heirs, George Soros, Bill Gates, right? And then when you jump down here, there's the Rockefeller Foundation, but here's the other ones, right? Trilateral Commission, City of London, King of Malta, Knights of Malta. I think that's what that says, right? Chatham House, World Economic Forum, of course, and the Council on Foreign Relations, which is funny because somebody sent me information from the Council on Foreign Relations. I'm like, what? Fuck, you don't even know you're doing it. You don't even know you're doing it. So what this is really about, right? This is so hard for some people to comprehend. Most of you do know. Most of you do know, and I appreciate you paying attention and listening and learning. But when it comes to this guy who Chu, yeah, Jordan, you're exactly right. Thanks for being here, by the way. And why are you sleeping? Do you work at night like I do? Anyway, it's my day out. Anyway, it's okay. Thank you for being here, buddy. Yeah, share what you can, what you have here, but Edward Snowden said it correctly. There's only one. The United States has had and always had the ability to monitor pretty much everything that we do. Their citizens, their constituents, right? And it's only gotten worse. And they've loved or have used that control to market, advertise, public relations, to curb, to make people think and do whatever they need and want using fear and hate, your emotions. It's marketing, right? Tucker tonight talked about, Tucker Carlson. He mentioned something about da-da-da-da-da, and he said, that's marketing, and it is marketing. And I've been saying this for fucking ever, is it's hard for people to understand that when you're going out to buy a car, and I've used this a bunch, and even if it sounds like a broken record, it's good for people to understand. Back when they were selling cars, gasoline and diesel cars, the person buying the car would, on Friday, they got ads and they got looking at the paper, they went online, they're looking at all the specials and stuff, and they go, I'm going to go to these 6 dealerships this weekend, and I'm going to buy this car, right? I want to get this whatever vehicle. And they go to the Friday night and they talk to somebody, or maybe they start Saturday. Usually they always start Saturday morning. Trust me, I used to sell cars. And they go out to their first place, and they usually don't get bought at the first place. It's always the second or third, because by then they're beat up. And that's not an accident. That's not an accident. All your dealerships will tell you, the general managers, if you talk and say, so when the customers come here, how many dealerships have they been to already, would you say, on average? 2 or 3. And then if you ask, well, how many were they going to go to through the weekend? Most of them say they were going to go to like 5 or 6. Never happens. Because there's a system, there's a process to sell a car. And the numbers are there, and the information is there, and the technology is there. And they know how you think, they know how you move, they know how you walk and fart and breathe and pick your nose and, everything. It's all here. For the United States, this is about them taking over TikTok. That's what this is about. Right? So they can have full access to it. Just like they had full access to Twitter. And they probably still do. Has anybody asked Elon Musk point blank, Does the FBI, does the Department of Justice, NSA, or, you know, NASA, who fucking ever DARPA have access? Can they, or are they allowed access to Twitter? And he'll probably get, the short answer is fuck no. If he starts going rambling on, then they do. Anytime somebody fucking doesn't say a yes or a no when they start the answer, it means that they're hiding something. That's what that means. That's what it's always meant. All right. Sorry. I'm eating my Power Up Chewable pack. I love eating that stuff. So that's what this is about. When you go to like I said, there's an entire process to marketing and direct mail and impressions and advertising. So I don't know if you've ever heard of green burrito. Everybody's heard of green burrito. There's actually green burrito in West Virginia. I think it was part of green burrito at one of the Hardee's, which is Carl's Jr. But they had a commercial, and the commercial was it came out in the late 80s, I think, late 80s or early 90s, and what it was a green dot on a black television screen or monitor, whatever that. And that green dot was round. Let's just say you had a 37-inch TV. So the dot in the center was maybe a half of an inch in diameter. And it was green and it was bright. And then all of a sudden it would say green burrito. Green burrito. It was like a little it almost sounded like a Hispanic guy, but it was more of like a robotic. Green burrito, green burrito, green burrito. That was it. That was the fucking commercial. Everybody's like, what? So, green burrito is still around. They've made gazillions of dollars. That was the greatest campaign ever used, because after that commercial, that's when the company skyrocketed. And they only had like a few locations in Southern California. Just a few. There was like maybe 12. Right? Anyway, so, and people were affected by that. They remembered it. It's an impression. It kept happening. Right? But now, man, this guy got raked over the coals. 5 fucking plus hours. Let me see, how long is it? Yeah. This thing is 5.5 hours. It's 5.5 hours, right? And then, like, right off the bat, let's see if they give a statement. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. If the biggest takeaway you need to get from this guy, right, is, again, this has nothing to do with your health and safety. You know what? I had an app. Jordan, thank you for that, by the way, buddy. I'm going to create an app. Again, I need to make a Montauk Stop the World Economic Forum app. Fuck. I'll make one. As a matter of fact, I'll put my effort tomorrow into making an app, and then I'll put it on there for people to start using. But that's a freaking awesome idea. I did have an app, but I really didn't really know much about the app process. If you know, let me know. We'll talk about it. But anyway, here's my thing. If CBDC goes into full effect and the entire country does that, we're fucked. That's it. It's over. I'm telling you, you'll be fucked. The Once that happens, everything's done. Then they win. They win. And you're gonna go, well, I'm gonna go move out. I'm gonna go move out to a fucking forest or the jungle or the high desert, or go start my own little village, and we're gonna have this and that and peace and freedom out there. No, they'll come find you. They'll come and find you, and they'll tear down your fucking little village and your little peace and freedom society. You guys don't understand what's happening. You have no idea what the fuck. The most people have no idea how fucking hellacious this is. They really don't. Okay, if you go back to my Blog Talk Radio in 2013, 14, there were a lot of things I was discussing that came to fruition. They were spoiler alerts to people. They're like, look, I am not good with marriages or women. I'm sorry, I suck at that. But what I am good at is research, investigation, which I probably should do with my girlfriends. But anyway, what I'm saying is, my mom is, she's still a licensed private investigator with the state of California. She worked on the OJ case, and working with her, and she is a hunter gatherer. She's not a fucking farmer, no. And she kind of gave me that investigative, hunt for the truth, hunt for what's going on mentality. Sadly, she's closer to somebody else in my family that is a farmer that listens to what the slave owner tells her. Anyway, I'm not going to get into all that, but what I'm trying to say is my diligence comes from my mom, for sure. My entertainment side comes from my dad, which he's a fucking great entertainer. It was. So, with the information that I'm providing to you, tell me. You can go to stopthewf.org, which is part of Party Exodus, which is part of DIY Liberty. Party Exodus means you don't want to, the parties, George Washington intimated profusely. The party system is always, in regards to politics, is easily compromised, and it has been. That has proved itself over and over and over again. If you were able to vote on your own, not Republican, not Democrat, not Green, not Liberal, not Independent, or just Independent, what I'm saying, and just say, well, I'm an American citizen, therefore I can vote. And then you vote, right? You're not voting red or blue no matter who or what. Right? Do you get that? So you're voting on the issues because you want Medicare for all, or you don't want Medicare for all, or you do want the Second Amendment, or you don't want the Second Amendment, or you want abortion rights, or you do want abortion rights. But it gives you the option, right? This guy and his company, this clearly indicates that Facebook, YouTube, Instagram are all corrupted. They've all been compromised. They've all been compromised, right, by the global elite. And here's the problem. They want the same thing to happen for this guy and TikTok. That's all this is about. This is about absolute total control. And as I'm watching, what I should have done today is, I think I did have some time. If you go through this and just pick any part of it, just any fucking legislator that's barking off how this is China and CCP and all this other crap, right? Again, we do more to ourselves. They do more to us as far as using our personal information. against us. They do that more to us than any other country. Our own country does it. These legislators, judiciary, they want to make sure they have that total power. That's all this is fucking about. And if anybody tells you it's different, it's bullshit, right? Because if China wanted to, they already know what the fuck is going on. That's the funny thing. China already fucking knows. We are the biggest open book on the fucking planet. We tell everybody everything all the time, everywhere. I watch people sick and criminal activities and stuff they did, and it's like they're like Facebook is like turned into like a confessionary place where you go to confession is in the Catholic Church. I've seen that happen a bazillion times on Facebook. Sadly, I've got over 4,000 friends on Facebook, right? And I see and hear some shit. I'm just like, dude, you don't want do that. You do not want to be talking about that shit. A lot of that stuff can turn around and bite you in the ass, right? And people are just so transparent. It's just terrible. It's terrible, right? And anybody from any country, from any place, can take that information and use it to their advantage and take advantage of you. People do it all the time. People come in and swoop in and save the day and this and that, and next thing you know, you're writing them a check. This happens all the fucking time. There's scammers. There's just shithead people everywhere. Just opportunists, they're called criminal opportunists, right? Criminal opportunists are COs. They're not CEOs, they're COs. Criminal opportunists. They're like vultures, right? As soon as they see something weaker and they start to prey, they come down, swoop in, and they start to take stuff. It's just terrible. And you see that now. Now this is the same mentality of everybody in Congress. This is the same fucking mentality. I don't care. I'm just telling you, these fucking people want to make sure, right, that these people. Let me get that over there. That they're real masters, right? That their real masters are taken care of. That's all this is about. If you want your donations, if you want to keep your job, if you want a strong campaign or whatever you are going to do what we fucking tell you, right? This is it. It's already happened with Facebook. It's already happened with YouTube. Fucking YouTube is controlled by the World Health Organization. They're not even in America. It's an unelected fucking bunch of hoo-haws and Bill Gates that are controlling fucking YouTube, right? Now, if you're talking about gaming, and if you're talking about makeup, or cars, whatever, you can do all day, but once you start challenging the system, they're going to come after you. That's why I'm on my 7th YouTube channel. Because I'm trying to tell people that it's hard to swallow that ego. And trust me, I know about ego. It's hard to swallow that ego and say, I've been fooled. That's the hardest part of this, is to say, you know what? I was wrong. Right? And you can be wrong about a lot of things, but it's okay, because what I also tell people is you're going up against a fucking gigantic monster. A gigantic monster. The monster I'm talking about, right? companies like this, right? And these companies get paid bazillions of fucking dollars. Bazillions of fucking dollars. Let me try to get, let me see. There we go. It's called the Edelman Group. And the Edelman Group are the people that work for the World Economic Forum, BlackRock, and they make a shit ton of money. You know what they make a shit ton of money doing? Earning trust for world leaders. That's their job, for the elite. Their job, exactly, we are facing a gigantic monster. It's like Goliath versus the P. Well, yes, Jordan, I'm glad you brought that up. And because we outnumber them a bazillion to one. There's like a few people doing this, right? One guy said there's 544 world leaders that are actually pulling all these strings, but that just seems too big to me. In the movie Payback with Mel Gibson, and I played it here a few times, Mel Gibson goes, if you go high enough, it comes down to one man. One man. One man makes all the decisions, right? And, not to be, fuck that, I'm going to say, it's probably not a girl that's making all the decisions, or it could be. Fuck, who knows, right? Could be one chick. I mean, Ghislaine Glasswell was the fucking leader of the Epstein Island stuff, but they didn't go after her until after. Jeffrey Epstein was just one of the fucking, like, managers. He wasn't really, he was just the guy that, the real criminal, the real mastermind behind all that was Ghislaine. Which is, people don't even realize that, and her family. Her family is just the sickest, twisted fucking people on the planet. But the Edelman Group is a group of people that write scripts for politicians. They tell politicians and they tell world leaders, except for Russia, except for China, and except for a few countries uh, in Africa, and I believe they don't fuck with Haiti, because Haiti's pissed off. Haiti doesn't want to fuck with anybody, with us anymore. That's why they're going after Haiti, because they don't want to play ball with the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization. Yeah, they just don't want to play ball. All right, and I don't blame them, but we are all in. We're all in. All these fucking people right here. All of them. All of these motherfuckers. They are all a bunch of whores for the World Economic Forum and alike. ETAL, which means alike and others. It's like a lawsuit thing. Yeah, they're all in with this. And they're giving them all the power they want. All the power they need. So we outnumber them. Jordan, we totally just outnumber them bazillion to one. And they know that. I mean, the thing that they don't want, right? And sorry, this is what we need to be talking about. Everything else is futile. If you want to talk about Biden, if you want to talk about Trump, if you want to talk about, LGBTQ rights, which I totally agree it's important for people to have their rights, once you're old enough, and all these other things. Hold on. Yeah, so this is what it's about, Hopper said it. He fucking spilled the beans on what the fuck's going on. You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up to us. Those puny little ants outnumber us 1,000,000 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line. Right now, it is about food. Everything that's happening that's chaotic has nothing to do with Ukraine. Ukraine is the excuse. The excuse to bring the tyranny and authoritarianism, this Orwellian shit upon us all. That's what it's about. Where's the one I use all the time? Oh, damn it. Anyway, I got a lot of pictures in here I need to fix. I guess I'll use this one. This I put out fucking a long time ago. This one right here. We are at the precipice, my friend, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That's correct. Tom Brady is owner of the Vegas Aces. WNBA. Follow the money. Right? We are all being played, divide and conquer. If they keep us fighting each other, we'll never fight the true enemy. I've been saying that forever. I think I've been saying that, God, for at least a decade. My God. Our corrupted public servants and entire U.S. political, electoral, and voting system via the 1% of the 1%. What they do is they get us fighting against, and it's so easy to do. We got our fuses are so fucking. Our fuses are extremely short. It's, but we're conditioned that way. Divide and conquer mechanisms, pandemic, scamdemic, pandemic, whatever you want to say. Skin color, nationality, sexual preference, religion, language, profession, class, social customs, political identity. It's just divide and conquer, people. Divide and conquer, divide and conquer, divide and conquer. It's just fucking everywhere. The thing that I've kind of noticed also is there are people out there that they want to get a break from this. They just want to get out of it. It's extremely hard to stay and do what I do as much as I do and be sane. It fucking is. So let's just say you're watching Rachel Maddow one night and you go, wait a second. You said that the vaccine would stop the virus. That's why you wanted us to take it, right? You said it would stop the transmission. So why are we having to take another one? And another one, Rachel? And then, and then the why start getting bigger and louder in your mind. And you start to question, and this could be on both sides, whether it's, Fox isn't fucking perfect. Tucker isn't perfect. Lately, Tucker has kind of been throwing some mean fucking fastballs lately. Before he was just, I would say about 3 to 5 years ago, he was just, going with whatever they told him to say as usual and stuff like that. But pay attention, and I listen, I watch them all. I watch them all just in case. But let's just say you're sitting there and you're watching, and all of a sudden you're just questioning, going, well, now they want us to take our 4th booster and our 5th booster. How many fucking boosters do we need to take? The biggest thing is these things are completely indemnified. You can't sue the manufacturer. That has got to be the biggest reason not to eat, inject, or to fucking have anything to do or ride or handle or purchase or buy a product. Right? If it's completely, if you're completely unable to sue the person that sold it to you and that manufactured it to you, with your consent, you're the one that drove it away. That is just fucking mind-boggling. And it's just amazing. Just fucking say it. I'm stupid. Right? But that's not, but again, you're not stupid. You're not dumb at all. There's some brilliant, brilliant people that fell for this. That's part of conditioning. That's part of marketing, advertising. I've sold cars to lawyers, engineers, and doctors, right? When I worked with Nissan, Dodge, Sterling. The last dealership was Volkswagen, and they have some fucking expensive cars, right? Dodge has some expensive cars. And after they left, I was just like, fuck, I just cleaned house in that guy. They were a laydown. Do you know what a laydown is? A laydown is in the car world, right? Is they just laid down and you just gave it to them. That's what laid, that's like one of the biggest terms in the car sell industry. If you ask any salesperson, you ever heard of the term laydown? They'll go, oh, no, no, never heard. What is that? Right? Of course they do. That means, they don't say that you got bent over, right? That happens, but they don't say it like that. It's just the term laid out. And a lot of these doctors, they part of it is you, in sales. It's your personality. If you seem confident, if they seem confident, if you seem, excited, they'll seem excited. There's just all these little things, but the script is super important. Scripts are always important. It's the words, how it comes out of your mouth. Da, 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 I get it. Everybody gets that. But there's a whole conditioning process to that. So what happened is, us being the greatest consumers on the planet, the United States buys more product than I think most countries on the planet altogether. I think we buy more shit from more places. I mean, we don't have enough crap. George Carlin said, "You don't have enough stuff because you got to have stuff to put here. You need to buy some more stuff, and then you need to buy stuff to put your stuff in, and so on and so forth." It's fucking crazy. And we're just consumers. Going through school, they condition you to be a good worker. Right? When you get older, you want to be a lawyer, work for a firm, engineer, work for a company, you know, be a doctor, work for a hospital, you know, you even if you're a doctor by yourself. I mean, you can be your own engineer, you can be your own doctor, you can be, you know, your own attorney. But but if you're not doing that, guess what your job is? You're probably working for the man or somebody else. They never teach you how to start an LLC or or a limited liability corporation. They don't teach you how to do. If I had to know all that shit, going through high school, how to open up your corporation, how to protect yourself from taxes, how to get loans, how to, they didn't teach you that. They teach you how, they don't teach you how to be a fucking billionaire. They teach you how to be a good worker. And then they also bring in the TVs and make you watch the monitors and they show you the commercials. It's an indoctrination process. And if you ask any teacher that understands what I'm talking about, they'll look back at all their information and everything they've taught. And they go, you know what? It is a process of indoctrination. In a sense, it all is. But this process was created, right? The way we used to learn, right? There's nothing wrong with a classroom of kids or a classroom of teenagers or adults learning things. That's great, right? And there's been classrooms out in the jungles and out in the forest, usually for learning how to hunt. Okay, this is how you make the rock to put on the wood and use this to strap it on there and wrap it around to make the spear. That's class. That's class 101. This is what you do and how you position yourself where you need to be to throw, and this is how you throw the spear. This is how you protect yourself. This is how you stay in certain areas and make sure there's somebody watch your back. There's a whole training course on that. They have it to this day. Learn how to be a hunter in the wild. I mean, you have, bow and arrow, archery classes. You have gun classes, gun safety classes, which I think is important. I think everybody should take a gun safety class. I think that's important, or at least where you buy the gun from, they should offer a gun safety class. Because that's super important. Because when they do the same thing with cars. I mean, you have to take a test, right? I mean, I think it's important, right? So now you're a law-abiding person if you have that license. But in regards to the way this has all been worked up and everything, this has been moving along for a long time. And I just got wind of most of this World Economic Forum stuff. I knew of them prior to 2020. I've heard their name. I've known they've been out there. I know that Trump wasn't big on the World Health Organization and took funding from them, I know, in 2019, right? I think that's one of the reasons why they pulled them out. Um, I do believe that the bottom line right now, and I'm just back to what I'm talking. It's real quick. It's a giant monster out there. It's David against a Goliath. But there's more of us than there is them. There's more of us than there is them. And I think people need to understand that. I think people need to know that, together we can stop that. But you have to, at the same time, you have to have world leaders, right, that will that are there for you. You have to have world leaders, not world leaders, but your politicians, your legislators, your judiciaries, your executives, and especially your department heads, right? You want to make sure that those people are there for you. All right? You have to make sure that's super super important. There was something I was going to bring up. I didn't want to forget it. All right? And I'm not, so I'm going to say it right now. So I put this up a few times, and I think it's super important. Why is this so damn small? I can barely read this. Oh, it's pissing me off. Anyway, all right, let's go to here. Window 2. And we're going to. Why didn't that change? What the hell? No, no. Okay. Window 2. Oh, that's why. All right, here we go. It's in there. Issues. There we go. So what that says, and this is what no politician in the United States ever mentions or talks about. They always talking about the second paragraph, right? But they never talk about the first paragraph of the Declaration of Independence. They don't have the balls to do it. They don't want to let people know that this is this. It might come to this. I really hope it doesn't. I don't want it to come to this. But if idiots like Donald Trump Jr. are going to pin DeSantis against his dad and all this other bullshit right now, it's just ridiculous. The most frightening paragraph of the Declaration of Independence to any tyrannical government is the very first. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal stations to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. Okay, I didn't read that perfectly, but from what I've researched, and from what you can tell, just if you read it yourself, right? They they decided that they didn't like the system, right, of King George the Third or Fifth. Anyway, they didn't like what he was doing, and they separated, right? And natural, the God-given laws said we had the right to do this, and you do have the right. You, as an individual, you have more rights than you will ever imagine, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. You have more rights as an individual than you do that you could be compromised by other affiliates with you. Meaning that if, let's just say you're out doing a protest, and the 10 of you that are out doing a protest on that curb, one of them starts to break windows and do some very damaging things to the property, but also in the image of others to what you're trying to convey. In other words, they've pretty much shit all over your campaign, your protest. Yeah, we are the safe, no more jaywalking party, right? And one of the guys decided to just start painting all the and do some property damage and hurting cars, you know, kicking cars, and just really put a terrible light on it, which just destroys your movement. That one fucking person destroys your movement. Because when that reporter comes up, that journalist, like there's a bunch now, and says, so what group is this? We're the non-jaywalking group. So is this the way you guys all are? Then you're done. Because that one fucking person made you liable because you're all in the same group. Now, let's just say you all went there. You're fighting the same cause, right? Right? You're fighting the same cause. But I'm here because I don't like the fact that every time I walk across the street, I get a ticket because there's the cops right there. That's why I'm here. I don't know why he's here or she's here. But me individually, I think this is ridiculous. Because there's like 5 cars that go through this 2-lane street every 20 hours. So what the fuck is the problem? Why is there a cop always giving us tickets? That's why I'm here. I'm here for myself individually, right? And then the guy's like, so you're not with a group or a party or anything like that? Well, I don't know what that guy's doing by painting all that stuff, but he's not with me. I'm here with me, right? So that journalist can't pin you together. Do you understand the power in that? Do you understand the freedom of that? There's so much power in that right there. Because now you're anyway. That's the way it works. So no longer are they liable to you or you liable to them, or whatever they do hinders what you're trying to convey. Whatever they do is not going to hinder what they're trying to convey. Right? It's your individual. If this journalist or person or somebody from the paper or media, whatever, walks up to, yeah, I'm just so fucking pissed off. I just want to kick cars and stuff like that. So are you with these other people? No, I'm here by myself. I'm here. Yeah, I know, but I'm here. I'm here by myself. Now that's the thing, is if you're out there, and then it's guilt by association. So you got to be careful, because what I just said, what I'm saying is you got to be careful. So with that being known, you say, I'm here by myself. This is why I'm here. But if you want to go out there and you want to protest, and you say, hey, I'm going out to protest, and you show up, right? And just do it. That's all you got to do, is just be out there and protest individually, right? But if you go out there and you're all together in just one place, then you're going to get compromised. Do you know those people? Yeah, I've seen him before. Right? That's my aunt. That's my uncle. They're here for their own reasons. I'm here for my own reasons. That should be the answer, right? That should always be the answer. The person that does the stupid thing, they're going to just be doing stupid things, and stupid things happen. It just happens. But you can't be completely held liable if you're there to do it yourself. If you're there because you have your own inalienable right to march peacefully and protest peacefully, right? And you should keep it that way. That pretty much ends it. All right, I want to thank you for being here. I just want you guys to know that it's super, super important um, that you stop dealing with the duopoly. You'll know who they are. It's kind of hard to tell who's on what team now, to be honest with you. It's kind of hard to tell who's on what team now. Politics displayed in one picture. Democrats, you Republicans, any questions? If they don't have their controlled opposition, they're screwed, right? That's basically what the deal is, right? And right now, sadly, TikTok, right? TikTok, this guy right here is getting just hammered. Look at that guy in the back looking at him. Oh, just get up and say the wrong thing. I want to shoot you. Look at him, right? All these guys, that's a Fed, that's a Fed, or I don't know. Maybe that's his attorney. I don't know. They just look like Feds. But anyway, and he went there all by himself and took on these questions for 5.5 hours. And the shit I'm seeing on TikTok about these guys there are people on TikTok going after this guy, trying to protect TikTok. Right. So here again, here's the thing: we're not um, going to be free, or as free as we were, and you thought you were free, like the 70s. The 70s were pretty free. The 80s were pretty free, and then all of a sudden, the the National Defense Authorization Act, I think it was, or the NDAA. Well, the Patriot Act first came in, and then the NDAA kind of just kept adding shit to that, right? And it just got worse and worse. So we need a lot of redoing. But the problem is all the fucking people in Congress are all a bunch of they're all a bunch of bitches to the globalists and their money, right? It's so sad. And this guy right here, TikTok isn't hurting anything. There's nothing that the United States government hasn't already done that the Chinese could do or has done already. It's, come on. By the way, Building 7, it fell down by itself at 5:45, 4:45 or 5:40 in the evening, all by itself. The order was pull. That's a demolition order. And if you think all that was real, if you think anyway, don't get me started. Anyway, I just want you to remember that you're being played and you're being worked. If you have any questions, need some links, go to the website. Go to the world. Go to my website. It's the place to be. It'll tell you what's going on. Right? It'll give you the information you need. It'll give you everything you need in case. Look, I was out there. I went out there 3 times. I need to get my other picture out there. There's my stupid fat ass out there. Right? I was out there fucking doing it, people. All by myself at the Capitol. Right? In West Virginia. Yeah, 3 times in a row. Told people, told everybody, whatever I could. I'm just organizer. I need to work on that process. I'm terrible at it. But again, I think what's important for most to understand, right, is, oh, this is one of the best pictures right here. This is one of the best pictures right here. Right? Here it is. This is what it would look like if the government was actually transparent. They do not work for us, nor have they. Right? This is their advertisers. Goldman Sachs, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, AstraZeneca, Moderna. You can see all of them right there. I put them. I tried to put as many as I could in there. Right? Rothschilds, Act Blue, Raytheon, MSM, Excel, Mobile, Bank of America, AT&T, Pfizer, Koch brothers, all of them. All of them. That's all the people that. Those are all the companies. Yeah, this is worldwide though too. This is the big problem, people. This is the big problem. Anyway, I'm trying. I miss the 80s, the 70s, and the 80s. Things were fucking good, and all of a sudden, Fauci dropped AIDS on everybody. Thank you, Fauci. You fucking piece of shit. That guy needs to go down. That guy definitely needs to go down. Oh, and here also, hang on. Where is it? Toolkit. Right there. Just send this to your representative. It's the Fauci dossier, right? There's more information to indicate what the fuck happened regarding fluvid, COVID, whatever you want to call it, in here. Right? There's more information here than anywhere. It's called Dr. David Martin. He's a patent attorney. He's been doing it forever. Located all the patents. A lot of this stuff has been, everything that you've been sick from has been created a long time ago. Long time ago. It's amazing. And they patent it. It's amazing that they would patent it. But they patent their diseases. Their flus, their viruses. It's fucking crazy. And it's nonsensical, but they did it so that others wouldn't take their creations and they could sue them, right? So other people couldn't take their money makers. You understand that? Is that fucking crazy? Right? They need, if they convict, this is a good one. If they convict Fauci, if they have the balls, if they have the fucking guts, if they stop doing these stupid dog and pony show fucking hearings. Have you ever seen anybody get fucking handcuffed out of a hearing? Even after they came back and lied again like Fauci has? Right? I mean, you've heard Rand Paul say, you lied. You were under oath and you lied. Well, that's not exactly true. Boom. The handcuffs should have been slapped on that motherfucker. But they don't. They don't. Those are just fucking useless. Useless. It's just to bring attention to get you to think that they're doing something for you. Anyway, I need some more of my little... These things are so fucking good, though. I love these little power-up mini trail packs. If the CBDC thing goes down, we're fucked. That's it. I'm going to just start talking about sailing. I'm going to be talking about surfing. I'm going to be talking about micro gardening. I'm going to be talking about other things. And I rarely talk about politics because that's when it's over. If the CBDC, if we go to digital currency, it's over. We've lost. We've lost. There's no coming back. Well, I don't want to say that. There's always there's always a revolution. You know, not a civil war, a revolution. And a revolution could just be tipping over, crates of tea in a harbor, right? Black Lives Matter was stupid. That was compromised easily. You know, the beginning movement of that made sense. Everybody's lives matter. But I understood the reason why they were saying just Black Lives Matter, because there's a lot of police brutality, and it's been that way upon minorities forever, right? And I get it. We need to bring attention to a lot of these things. But then it became one of the best issues for divide and conquer, which is part of the process. Divide and conquer, keep us fighting each other so we don't know who the true enemy is. And it's not your neighbor. It's really never been your neighbor. Or your family, or your friends, or your husband or your wife, or your partner. Aloha, guys. Next show probably next week. Aloha.